Sure. You know what? Everybody has a purpose in life, and currently, the purpose of my life is that I want to improve my English, right? That's why I have decided I will go live and I'll share my experience in case of learning English, or will just, remove my shyness. This is a way to drive away your shyness, right? By the way, this is a free time for me, and there is a saying: if anybody wants to be successful in life, that person has to work when nobody is noticing, right? So, at your free time, you can do anything. You can, idle your time away, or you can utilize your time, right? So, I have decided that's the best time for me to practice English, right? And you know, if a person doesn't practice, how will the person improve in case of English? It cannot be done, right? So speaking English or achieve influence, it depends on how much time a person practice speaking English, right? If a person speaks a lot, it will help him clear away the weakness or the inertia of his voice, right? So I think it's a good way for me to be in live and to keep on speaking English, right? And that should also be helpful for me, for my audience to just to have an idea about me. By the way, this is Muhammad, and you are really welcome in my page. Sorry, in my YouTube channel, right? I think this channel will be helpful for you because this channel will be sharing my personal experience of how I am improving my English. You know what? Once upon a time, I was also weak in English, but with the progress of time, I have been endeavoring to take my English to the next level so that I can be a good English speaker and I can help others learn English. You know what? If a person wants to learn English, that person has to have a goal, a, a solid determination. Without determination and without consistency, improvement will not come. Let's say you are trying to learn English and you have been adopting various ways and means, resorting to guidelines. You have been looking for, suggestion from some expert brothers, coaching centers, right? Nothing will work as long as you are not consistent and your goal is not clear. You tried for 5 to 6 or 7 days, but after 6 or 7 days, you find it's boring to you. And whenever you are going to something, you are going to learn something new that will really look interesting at the very first time, but with sometimes passes by, you'll find it's really tough. It's a hard nut to crack, and English is not our mother tongue, so it is really difficult for us to inculcate or to garner, right? By the way, with your consistent effort and a proper guidelines, that will really facilitate your English, right? So if you are a beginner and you have decided to learn English, I think you can make a plan. And in your plan, a lot of things should be included. For example, there should be listening, there should be reading, there should be writing, right? All things together. If you are able to follow them, then you'll be able to make your progress. So as a beginner, whatever you can do is that you have to listen to English almost every day. If you are able to listen to at least 10 minutes a day, that will be a great booster for you. Because there is an example. How do little child or babies learn English, learn their mother tongue? Do they speak first or do they listen first? Definitely they listen first, and they grow up their skill of speaking their mother tongue naturally, spontaneously, right? Because whatever the conversation just flies around that baby, it enters its brain automatically. And by observing those spontaneously or subconsciously at one point, after a certain time, the baby can speak English, right? Similarly, if you keep on listening to English audio podcast, keep watching videos, right, you shall also discover that you have, like, subconsciously something will be ingrained in your brain. and there will be some progress, right? So the very first thing you can do as a beginner, you need to ensure listening English each and every day. How many times or how much time will you listen to English? That is up to you. If you are able to manage a lot of time, you can do it. But make sure that you do listen to English each and every day. One thing. The second thing is that listening is not good enough. Besides that, you have to speak also. How can you ensure speaking? You can make some friends with them. You can share your speaking conversation. They'll listen to you if they are expert or if they are a good companion. They have know-how in English. In that case, they will also be able to identify your mistakes, right? So mutual conversation or exchanging pleasantries, right, will help you clarify the mistakes, remove the mistakes, and also sharpen your knowledge in case of English. So you have to speak English every day. If you don't find anybody or if you feel shy, one thing you can do, you have a mobile phone, right? I guess you have one. Then open your camera, record your own video, keep talking to any issues, right? There are many objects around you, or the place where you'll stay, you'll find objects. You can describe those objects, or you can just simply introduce yourself. For example, what is your name, what do you do, what is your goal? These are the things you can describe. This is how you should ensure speaking. And once you capture the video, replay it, try to identify your mistakes and redress those, right? So you shall listen, you shall speak. The If there is one more way, you can, if there is a mirror, you can go in front of the mirror and keep on speaking, right? You will contemplate your face into the mirror and you shall describe yourself, right? This is how you shall remove your weakness and also shyness. And as a person, and beside that, you have decided to learn English, you should not have any kind of shyness, because shyness will not let you go ahead and learn English, right? One more thing that you can do, you have to think everything in English. Stop thinking in Bangla and don't translate, right? It may appear difficult or confusing or difficult to you at the very first phase, but make sure you start with simple translation or simple thinking. For example, you can speak simple English. You can think with easy sentence. For example, I'm doing somebody's working, a lot of noise is going on around me. These are the simple sentences that you can practice with, right? By the way, so this will be your ways to practice or to improve your English. Once you will start thinking in English, it will really be instrumental, conducive for you to speak smoothly, right? So you have completed the part of listening, speaking, and also the one more thing that you can do, you need to cultivate the habit of writing something, right? Try to write at least 5 minutes each and every day. Okay, if you are able to write down at least one page every day, that will just sharpen your knowledge in English, right? And you have to memorize vocabularies, because if you don't know vocabularies, then how will you be able to speak English, right? People say that if you are able to learn 500 words, that will be good enough for you to continue speaking, right? So try to memorize new words each and every day. Once you memorize those, then keep practicing, right? Try to use those words in sentences. If you are able to use those words in sentences, those ideas will remain in your brain for quite a long time. Your words will not be oblivious to you, and you need to ensure follow up, right? Whatever the words you memorize today, you need to keep on practicing remaining 6 or 7 days, right? And share with your friends, use it in case of your writing, making sentence, right? So these are the ways. As a beginner or as a rudimentary level speaker, English learner, if you are able to replicate those things, I think those will really be you know conducive for you to learn English, right? So the guys, the my friends who are watching right now, thank you very much for your support. I got your message, like Yeah, hopefully see you. We'll see you in another video. Till then, have a nice day. Assalamu alaikum.